listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's LA Complex After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's LA Complex After Show.
Whoa! Hello there, guys. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another exciting AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for your favorite show, the LA Complex. At least I hope it's your favorite show.
I was waiting for you to rap it.
No, like Cal.
Freestyle it out.
I can't freestyle at all. I may spit some rhymes later, though. We'll see. Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
All right, we'll make sure that you're in a good mood.
Okay. This is Season 2, Episode 3. The episode is titled Choose Your Battles, which is very appropriate for some of the scenes that we had this episode. But I am your host, Emile Ennis Jr., and I'm joined here tonight with two great co-hosts.
I'm Kellie.
And I am Bamm Ericsen.
And we're missing Miriam. She wasn't feeling good today, but she'll be
under the weather.
Back in action next week.
Yeah, she will be here, and we're excited.
I'll say a couple honeys on her behalf.
Yes.
That's her word, honey.
Well, I'm a little under the weather, too. I have a sty in my right eye right here.
Zoom in.
So it's bothering me. So if my eyes get watery, guys, it's not because I'm crying from whatever scene is in the LA Complex. It's because I have a sty. So just so you know.
Crying over this.
So let's start with the most exciting storyline ever. Abby, Nick, and Sabrina.
Why does every episode, these last 3 episodes, opens up with Abby and Nick doing it? Like, I'm so overseeing that.
It's what the people want. It gets the viewers hooked.
Thankfully, this one was a dream.
Yeah.
But still, every episode opens with that. I'm so over that.
I mean, their whole storyline, at first, I think we were all into the whole Abby and Nick thing. But now that we've seen it, it's getting kind of overplayed. And even still to the point where they added the Sabrina dynamic in, but it's like we don't really care about this love triangle. So I'm happy that it's kind of fizzling out. And I know me saying this, being an Abby supporter, is kind of weird, but the storyline is getting kind of played out. So
I 100% agree that the storyline is getting tired, but I did like their story. I did like their story today in regards to how you got to see Nick really show his frustration because, Abby is doing some things in a relationship that is not cool if you're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay.
She didn't. Oh,
go ahead.
So the first thing is Abby didn't come home last night because she was out all night with Lauren and the two actors, Lauren and what's the other guy's name? Lauren and Brandon.
Brandon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was out all night and she didn't come home. And then he wakes up and then there she is. She's getting ready to go back on the set. And he's like, where you at? How come you didn't come home? Asking questions that if it was a guy and it was the girl asking those questions, there's no way in hell that he would have been able to leave that house if Nick was out all night. And Abby was like, and that doggone court. And Abby was like, this court. And Abby was like, where the hell have you been? That would have never.
He would not have been back in the room. He'd have been sleeping on a fold-out chair by the pool.
The thing is, if the reason why, the many reasons why I don't do relationships is because a relationship takes so much time, commitment, and dedication. So if you don't have the time or you don't have the energy to devote to the relationship, you don't need to be in one. So if they want to be casual hookup partners or whatever, cut buddy, like what I used to say from Atlanta. If you want to have a little cut buddy, that's fine, but don't try to put a relationship with it because it's not going to work.
You don't do relationships at all?
No. First of all, I'm focused on my career, so I don't really have time. First, I don't have the funds for a relationship. I don't have the time for a relationship, so I just. Yeah.
See, Abby needs to take advice from you because right now all I see is a spoiled little brat. That's what I see.
I mean, she's doing great. She has her show now. Like, she's getting money in her pocket. She needs to focus on focus on her life, get her own place, like just let Nick go because she doesn't care about him anyway. So
Not at
No,
all.
that's what's so horrible, and that's what we were talking about last week is that he really wants to talk to her. He's having a hard time. He needs. I mean, that's supposed your boyfriend or girlfriend. That's supposed to be like your BFF, like your go-to person that you can sit down and have a conversation with. And she won't go outside to answer the phone. She knows he needs to talk to her, but she's out all night. Do whatever with these two crazy people.
And then when she's home, she has to leave because she don't want to be late again like she was the last time, which was not her fault. It was the agent's fault, but she wanted to make sure that she was there on time. And then as he's trying to talk to her to tell him about the whole situation of how he has a thing with Samantha and they have to pick a writer, then she's blow drying her. Sabrina. Then Abby is blow drying her hair.
okay, the thing with that is, and then she says, why are you talking so loud? Because you're blow drying your hair, but you can still hear people over the blow dryer. Like she really wants to hear, just like when she was in the arcade, if she really wanted to hear what he had to say, she could have stepped outside. So it's just a matter of her being selfish and not caring.
She just doesn't want to deal with it. She wants to focus on her. She's finally got something going. She's still not completely 100% sure that she's got it locked in. She keeps getting in trouble on set. So she's wrapped up in her own stuff. She doesn't, and that's the thing, like that's okay. That's normal. That's human. But don't get into a relationship with somebody if you don't even have 5 minutes to devote to them.
All she wanted was,
it's
like she
okay.
said at the end, all she wanted was a place to stay. And the sex was just...
A bonus.
And what was really funny during the dream sequence when they were having sex, then she's like, oh my God, I see myself on TV.
So he knows. Subconsciously,
Yeah.
he knows, that he's way more in love with her than she is with him. And, when, they're making out and he's like, I love you, she looks over, I'm on TV. Even, he's dreaming this. So in his mind, he knows.
Well, I'm glad that the two of you have finally joined forces with me because I have been saying from the jump, I don't like Abby's character. And today solidified that she is a skank.
Oh, God.
God, I don't want to have to go that far.
Bamm laying the terms.
attitude.
I don't know about all that, but she is definitely a little too selfish for me right now.
Well, I mean, she is a skank, though, because Veronica, her character, when she was kissing Brandon on set, she stuck her tongue out. Like,
She did. And she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I've never
fake kiss
I've
before.
never
But even
kissed
if you're
before.
fake kissing, like, when did tongue go in on the first kiss? When you do your first kiss, do you do tongue automatically? I thought that was a couple of kisses in at least.
No.
I mean, I don't know. You don't
For
automatically
me,
have.
for me
Your mouth
personally,
goes
like the
wide
mouth's
open.
closed until we are at that level. But
Well, actually,
So
I'm
you
guilty.
can relate to that? Do you
I-
stick your tongue out automatically?
no, but it kind of happened. So there was like, really make out. And so we just. we
Well, when
made
you're
out.
making out, but that scene didn't call for
Right.
like a
and it's
make
a Christian
out.
show too. Like
When he's saying we have to take this slow, that means like open your mouth and stick your tongue out? No.
that was weird.
But also the guy liked it because you can tell that he's having feelings.
Well,
Brandon
there's
is
a
having
little. I mean,
feelings.
what I want to know, what was she doing out all night long with these two whack jobs on this Christian show?
a third wheel. Like she was just a third
I
wheel.
don't think she was a third wheel. I think she was a third something. I don't think she was a
Oh.
third wheel.
Interesting. So we'll see that sex tape later. But one of the things I do like I said last week, I predicted that Abby and Brandon may get together eventually, but I really like the Sabrina dynamic with Nick because Sabrina, she understands that her job's in jeopardy and that it's a competition between her and Nick. And I like how she is going to try to get that job or keep her job at all costs. And Nick doesn't seem to have that in his mind, that it's a competition.
Oh, she's playing dirty.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to be in a competition, but she's playing dirty. So the first thing that she did was she wrote a fake resignation letter saying that
Which was hilarious.
that he resigns, and then she she put confetti in it as well to make it just even more
Confetti and
corny
glitter, yeah.
and glitter. And Nick was like, no, this is not me, and
She
so
signed his name with the little heart.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the low heart, and she's totally laughing about.
Before you even go to the next thing, I have a question.
Yeah.
Because did the one of the writers, the head writer, did he see the letter before he saw it, before Nick saw it?
He must have.
Yeah, he clearly.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the thing that bothers, or I'm confused, I should say, is if he saw the letter, how did he open it without the glitter falling out?
She might have told him like
Oh, okay,
what it
okay,
was,
okay,
and,
okay.
and then they played a joke on
Okay,
him.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he did. He was in on it.
He was in on it, yeah, okay.
I think he was in on
Okay.
it. That's the way it seemed to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought it was a cool prank, and then once the second prank, I felt she totally was just out of order, and
Yeah.
at that point, I would have seriously wanted to like do something really mean.
Well, are you talking about the In and Out prank where she wiped?
Yes.
He even
Wait,
accused her of
wait,
wiping the hard drive, though.
And what's so fun? Oh, okay. Before we do the fake In and Out, because they were talking about the
Animal fries.
The animal fries.
Yeah.
We know that's In and Out, but before that, yeah, she washed out the hard drive.
That's just taking it a little too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was.
And she said computer crashes. I think that it was kind of funny at the beginning, but I do think that she was taking it a little too far, and that's a little unrealistic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I know that she's upset because she, likes him and all of that, but considering how strong her character is, personally, I just don't think she would really take it that far, because then she just looks like a psycho ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, there's a fine line between fighting to get your job and then being mad because a boy doesn't like you.
Yeah.
But,
and I don't know.
But she doesn't look like the psycho, because then let's now go to the last prank, is when they were at the hamburger place, which we know it was basically like In and Out because of the whole animal fries. And she was like, oh, did you get the producer's fries? And so he totally fell into it. He leaves to go and get the fries, and then she takes his car and then she drives off.
And then he had to walk all the way home, which, by the way, I would have called a cab and got a cab back. But
Well, he doesn't have any money, though, right?
I mean, I guess. But
I would have called the police on her.
technically, she did
Well,
steal
he
his
didn't
car.
have his phone. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess,
he didn't
are
have
there
his phone.
payphones anywhere in
I don't
LA?
know. I haven't seen it.
There's not, but at that point, I would have asked somebody, "Can I borrow your cell phone?"
True.
And I would have called the police on her. And I would
Yeah,
have took her ass to jail.
he's still so naive.
How
and
is he
new
that?
to this whole
Even
thing.
before it even happened, I was like, no, why are you getting out the car?
Yeah.
No. It's so
Yeah, we were all
predictable. Like,
saying
how did
that.
he not?
Yeah. No, but I mean, as far as like looking to him, no, she's playing it off and making it look like a joke to the whole writer's room. But as far as her interaction with him, it's like, she's answering his phone. She's doing all of these really mean things. And it's more just like a woman scorned more than it is, I want this job.
Yeah.
Because if she really just was focused on the job, she'd be sitting in that room working on the job.
Yeah.
Instead of messing with his life.
And speaking of answering the phone, so when Abby was at the when doing her scene, she saw that that Lauren and Brandon was having a little cuddle time, and at some point I realized, oh, let me call my boyfriend. So she calls, and so then Samantha picks up the phone. Sabrina. Sorry, I keep wanting to say Samantha. Yeah, Sabrina picks up the phone, and she totally played into it, and then that's what finally made Abby jealous and want to now have some attention or to have some time with.
But Abby was looking for a way out. She's been looking for a way out for a while. So I think for her, when that happened, she's like, oh, this is my ticket out. So I can just throw this.
She got out of there so quick. She didn't even stay the night. They're not supposed to be fighting. She said she didn't want to break up. So why is she sleeping outside?
It was just
You know?
way too dramatic and it happened too fast because she went in there and she was like, why did Sabrina answer your phone? Why did you tell me? I understand she's upset. He didn't tell her about Sabrina, but it was just, she was way too dramatic for that scene to the point where you're going to sleep outside. Oh, I want to look at the stars. No.
I thought Nick totally punked out. At first, she was like, why didn't you tell me, about the whole phone thing? And he was like, when was I supposed to tell you? I can't even have 5 minutes with you. That's when I was like, okay, yes, he's got some guts. He's going to finally stand up for himself. Then he starts to apologize and he's like, I'm an idiot. And I'm like, oh God.
Okay, let me tell you why he's apologizing, because if Abby leaves, he has no cut buddy, and Sabrina isn't going to have sex with him anytime soon because she's competition. So he's losing, and he didn't have sex before, remember? So he's going to be having a dry spell for a while.
He's going to do whatever he can to keep one of those relationships going.
Or at least, yeah.
But this may be good material for him.
Yeah.
So, maybe this will
Good
solidify
point.
his job.
Yeah. But Abby, she's
like the whiny, that whole thing, I just don't relate to that. So I can't deal with that.
Well, maybe there's some viewers out there who are having some relationship issues. And, on Amazon, they have many relationship advice books. So if you want to purchase any, I guess, relationship books, I've never purchased any.
Self-help
books, whatever. The Every Girl's Guide to Life, whatever books you're interested in, music, anything on Amazon, you can purchase that through the AfterBuzz TV website. Go to AfterBuzzTV.com. Right at the top, there's an Amazon banner, and you can make all your purchases through that banner, and it takes you straight to the Amazon website. It's no difference, and it helps support us here at AfterBuzz and keeps us doing shows like LA Complex, America's Got Talent, Empire Girls, Pretty Little Liars, all the many different after shows we do here at AfterBuzz, and we would really appreciate it if you would do that. So thanks, guys.
Yes, please.
And also, before I forget, I was going to say right now we are live tweeting. If you want to tweet with us, you can tweet any of us at Kellie's, Bamm's, or my Twitter handles. Or you can just hashtag the LA Complex and we'll read your tweets. So,
and speaking of help, I think that we should get you a book.
On what?
Relationships.
I don't. I don't need any help in my
How
relationship.
to balance out your life.
How to multitask.
I'm only 22, guys. I have plenty of time.
No, you have plenty of time. Don't
Plenty of
date.
time.
Don't
Well,
date.
wait. This is where it comes. Honey, you have plenty of time.
Yes.
Miriam's here, guys.
Miriam.
Miriam's here. But let's talk about Connor and Raquel. I was extremely excited because this episode was the first time, I can honestly say the first time where I didn't see Raquel as a bitch. For the first time, I felt like she was genuine and real, and it was nice to see her working. Raquel was working.
She was
Let the church
working.
say amen.
Yes, and she was really good.
Yeah.
And she even helped Connor be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she calmed him down when he got a rewrite and was freaking out because he had to learn an entirely new, like, completely change the scene.
And she was like, I got this, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I
she
said it,
still-
yeah.
She was, you know, she was still, I'm better than you in a fun kind of flirty way, but not in a malicious way.
Yeah.
And she was like, don't worry about it. We'll go through it till we get it. It's not a big deal. We have plenty of time.
And yeah, so she totally had his back. And then when they did the scene, I loved how, when you're acting, you're supposed to hold the last position until they say cut. So, if it's, I hate you, and then you just give this look, and then you have to hold it until you say cut. And as soon as they say cut, she was like, I got this.
Acting lessons from Bamm, guys.
But she was it was really cute to see them actually have a positive interaction. And, she was like, oh, you're such a good boyfriend. And, it was really cute. He's like, oh, I like the sound of that. And then, dun, dun, dun,
Jennifer
here
Bell comes in.
comes Jennifer.
But you know what also I thought was interesting is the characters that they were playing. He was a doctor, she was a patient, and they had fell in love with each other. So I liked how their storyline of the TV show that they was doing correlated to their real life.
Right, because I was thinking she was just going to be like some random character in the show, but they
Right.
actually had it where it worked together to go with their
well, and
actual life.
he pulled strings to get
Yeah.
her that part. So it's probably...
But you know what's so funny, and it's I'm sorry, but this is typical for a girl. I like when Raquel was like, "Thanks for pulling strings and getting me a small part in your little dumb show."
Yeah.
She just had to. Sometimes women just can't say, thank you. They always have to like throw in just something a little. Little negative as a way of
She
saying
doesn't
thank you.
necessarily mean it to be negative. Just, just kind of...
But you know what I mean
Yeah.
with how sometimes women, they do stuff like that where it's like they can't give you 100% compliment. It has to be like a 98% because 2% of it just has to be.
Why do we have to give you the upper hand just because you did us a favor? Calm down.
Just say thank you.
No.
Well, it doesn't, especially not with Raquel's character. She wouldn't do
No,
that.
her personality,
Yeah.
she can't do that.
But-
Especially because she feels like he should not have the
Right.
lead on the show.
Yeah.
And I think that still kind of comes into play a little bit.
I
So.
think it was sad though because nobody can be happy on this show. So finally, Jennifer comes on set to surprise Connor, and Raquel's giving obviously her the evil eye because she hates her. And the thing is, it's kind of like a double-edged sword with her because obviously Raquel wanted him to do the whole Jennifer Bell thing because he needs the money, or it would just be a good thing for his whole career, and it will help her out if they're together.
And plus with her being pregnant, it's
Right.
kind of a good way.
Right.
And
Securing.
So she, in her mind, she embraced it. No, not
Right.
in her mind, but she verbally embraced it because she thought it would be the good thing to do.
She verbally embraced it, but she never emotionally embraced it.
Exactly. And so she wasn't able to, and so we can tell now she's not able to handle it emotionally because, the thing that Jennifer said was like, oh, how long have you been acting? And she was like, for a while. And then she was like, well, what have you acted in? Well, have I seen you in anything? And she was like, well, clearly not.
Right, that was funny.
I mean, clearly she totally just got on Raquel's bad
Well,
side.
I think even still, though, in Raquel's mind, she didn't even fully realize what she had agreed to when she said that, because it was a scene where right after they finished their scene, and then Jennifer first showed up, and then Raquel was introduced to Jennifer by Connor, and then Connor was like, oh, yes, my girlfriend, Jennifer. And then Raquel was like, he was like, this is an actress today, Raquel. And she was kind of like, oh, like, that's who I am? And it's, yes, that's who you are. My question is, though, they're still living together. So what is Jennifer gonna?
Right.
When is she gonna see that? They're why are they living together? Just some actress.
Right, and why could not he have said, okay, I will agree to do the 6 months thing, but I do have a girlfriend, but then again, if it was that good and easy, then there wouldn't be any drama.
she may know that he has some type of, life outside of, that. And that could be something that, that goes in it as a, as a kind of like an easy out kind of clause that they have if it's not working out. That all of a sudden it could be like, oh, he's been cheating, and then it works out in her favor. And unfortunately, there are contracts like this that really do exist. It's really sad. But, there are a lot of things that can go into it. So she could know about Raquel already, and they're just all trying to play it off. Except, well, at least Jennifer, because being the professional that she is, she obviously has done this before. Yeah. So she kind of knows how it goes.
I liked how she surprised him with the birthday cake, though. That was really, it was a cute scene. It was a cute scene. And
she's a pro.
She's definitely a pro. But Raquel didn't know about his birthday, and she took a little offense to that.
Well, I love how she said, why would you?
Exactly. And then later on, I think it was really hard for me to watch this for some reason, because later on, like, Raquel came back on set after she had got out of her costume and stuff, and her wardrobe, I should say, not costume. And she was basically trying to get Connor to go out to dinner later, be like, oh, can we have dinner or whatever? And he's like, oh, I'm going out with Jennifer, actually. And then the scene where they showed him and Jennifer out to dinner, and then Raquel at home, which, by the way, she had, I guess, labor pains or whatever, and she...
Well, that begs the question. I mean, this is where it's going to get interesting, is did she have a miscarriage? Because, that early in, the stress of this whole thing with Connor, the stress of looking for work, and, it could have been something even when she was doing that scene and the physical act,
she did get shot in the heart.
She did, but when, depending on how they do it, it's still a little bit of a blow, you know what I mean? So anything could have happened. It could be nothing. It could just be stress, but she's still really early in her pregnancy, so.
And so she has to be careful.
Yeah. And if she's not really taking care of herself the way she should because she doesn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. Is she taking any prenatal pills?
I don't know. I don't even think she's been to the doctor since she took at all.
Yeah, she hasn't.
I don't think she's been to the doctor, so she's probably not on anything.
She needs to tell Connor. I think she was gonna tell Connor, right? Because she said she wanted to talk to him about something, but then obviously she couldn't. It was just sad to see her at home by herself with all the decorations.
She had so with that being said, do you think did she really know that it was his birthday, or do you think maybe, like, how did she have the room all set up?
Oh no. So Raquel, I'm thinking even though he was going out to dinner with her, she expected him to be home by a certain time, maybe.
Yeah.
And then they were gonna celebrate together, but he didn't get home in time, I guess, or
because she might have left sometime and done that.
Yeah.
Because I think she really didn't know that it was his birthday.
Yeah. I like how he said, well, you should have Googled me or IMB. What did he say? Google
no,
me?
he said the internet.
Yeah.
It's on the internet.
My birthday's on the internet.
Yeah.
So,
or maybe she did know and she was trying to play it off like she didn't to surprise him.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it was. Because if that was her first time going home, then, maybe that.
I just realized, I forgot to talk about Simon and Beth, guys.
Did we forget?
Darn.
No, but I like their storyline because I forgot to say this last week when I watched the episode again. I forgot to say this. The thing that I liked about last episode was it was so real, where you meet people out here and they say how they can help you, and then you see them later, and then it's like, oh yeah, I wasn't really, and they kind of get awkward.
No, it was what I said. I knew he was hitting on her. I knew it. I knew
you
it.
did say that.
Because like it's so funny out here. Like, you meet somebody, oh yeah, I can help you, blah blah, and you see them later. It's like, oh well, I can't really do it.
The worst thing anybody can do is give you their card. If they really want to talk to you, you'll get the cell phone number.
Right.
Nobody just hands you the card.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
So that was where I forgot to say. And then like with this episode though, I appreciate her persistence and really trying to get in there and make sure he gets the role. But so she talked to, I can't remember the USC guys. I can't remember their names.
The USC students.
Okay, so it's called the USC film.
The filmmakers.
The filmmakers. So she talked to them, and they helped her get the headshots for free. And she takes the headshots to the agency, and Allison Woodridge basically says, I can't use these, obviously, because she wants to charge them for the $600 for the headshots for her to do it. And I get what Beth was saying as far as you just want the money, but if you want her brother to have an agent or whatever, you can't talk to an agent like that.
Yeah, but again, she is unfamiliar with the whole LA world, and so in her mind,
even me though, if I just moved to her, I would know if this is an agent. Though I can't talk to an agent like she's some child. Like she really went off on her.
Well, because the thing is what they're doing, and a lot of places here in LA do that. It is they want your money because if you're getting a legitimate agent that really scouts you, finds talent and all that, yeah, you need to get headshots and all of that, but it's not a requirement that you get them through
Right.
them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They have their own photographer. You can get headshots for $50 somewhere. Why is it costing $1,100?
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
technically speaking, you could really get headshots even free now because there's so many people who takes photographer who does photos.
Just want to
Right.
build their book.
and they want to build their book up. And another interesting thing is, with these agents, you can't. Back in the day, and there are some agents now where they'll say, "Oh yeah, we'll sign you up," and they talk this big game, and then they'll say, "Okay, it's a startup of 511, all this money," and the reality is there really is no startup if it's a real agent because the agents make money based off of them getting you work.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that takes a while. And so that's
Yeah.
why there's that $600 because they need something because it may be 5-6 months before they can actually make any money from you.
That's true.
Yeah, but they also make a big chunk of money from you.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's always been sketchy and and I have tons of friends that are, starting out and acting and all of that. And I see kind of what they go through and every, there's so many different things, and your manager and your agent. But the greatest thing about an agent is that you don't have to pay an agent unless they book you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you get a manager, you have to pay them no matter what.
Yeah, you
no
have to
matter
pay them
where
more.
you book it or they book it, they're always getting paid.
But I also kind of I like the lesson that is giving to anyone who's aspiring to be an actor because they're dropping names and things that you can find out about, like the whole breakdown services.
Right, exactly.
Any actor knows about breakdown. Whenever you booked for an audition, your agent always tell you that the sites are online, and you go to the you can go log on. You can either have an account where you can sometimes even get the information for an audition yourself.
Like on
or
LA Casting and stuff like that?
LA Casting.
Yeah.
So basically, you just go and get the sides, and they say breakdown services. So anyone who's in LA who's a part of this industry would absolutely know what breakdown services is. And then so all the people that's out in different cities outside of Los Angeles, they can be able to know and understand what breakdown services is, the whole headshot. So it kind of gives a lesson.
It
in regard-
definitely
yeah.
does. And there's Actors Access. There are tons of different sites that you can sign up for yourself and submit your, make a profile and submit yourself online. But the one thing that you can't do that was true to form is that you can't just walk into an audition and say, "Hey, I'm going to audition today."
Yeah, but you,
I
give
know,
her
it's rough, Emile. You don't have to cry.
Yeah, I know. Wait, here we go. I was gonna say, oh honey.
I'm like over here wiping the tears from her eyes from the stupid sty.
Mm-hmm.
So I was letting them talk.
So she did, she did really, you have to kind of be ghetto and you have to do anything you can to get in where you need to be.
Why-
So I like that she did that.
I like how bold she was because she's smart in terms of she looked on the wall, she saw what the name of the company was, she called in the number and she called them and said, I'm from the Allison Woodridge agency or whatever, and you didn't let so and so in, blah 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 blah. She went off, and then I think the thing though at the end when she had to tell Simon he didn't get the part because remember she called them back to find out if he got it, and she said, "We'll contact your agent." So does that mean that she's gonna, if he did get it, they would contact Allison?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so because of the way she left it with that agent and then trying to drop the name, she may never know if he booked it or not.
But then the thing that I was thinking about though, if he did book it and they call Allison, he's like, "Oh, we didn't submit him for that," and then could that cause an issue? Or
It wouldn't cause an issue because they have no information about who these people are. There's no information.
No, she signed a contract with them.
Yes,
Remember,
you're right,
she
did.
signed the
You get what I'm
contract
saying?
with them.
Yeah.
She wouldn't say, I highly doubt she would say she didn't submit him because she gets money. So she's going to get paid.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's up to her whether or not she wants to kind of suck it up and call them and let them know.
Yeah.
But this is where the naiveness comes in, is like, yes, she was bold and that was a great thing, but also you have to be careful when you do that because that is the way that it works. If you say you have an agent, they automatically will contact your agent and not you.
Yeah.
So she can call back 100 times, it doesn't matter. It has to go through the agency.
But I give her props that she crash auditions. That's a pretty popular thing. People crash auditions. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So.
Well, I like how she had even Simon in on it. He was like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do," like crying and stuff. So,
But what's also interesting is he seems like he's very mature and well together. He's the one that has to kind of calm her down and say, "Okay, you're doing a little bit too much." When she was on the phone yelling at her, pretending to be the agent, like he seems like like the grown up, and she
Exactly.
seems like the child.
Well, because I think she's just way in over her head. So she's trying too hard to be a grown up that she's acting more like a kid.
And she has to
Yeah.
deal with so many things. She, in her mind, like she was homeless. Like she drove down here. She's broke.
and one day,
And one day she came
Yeah.
to Hollywood, and all her dreams came true.
Exactly.
But the thing is, he's in his mind, he's focused on his career, like me. And so,
like me,
so the thing is, it was funny when he said, "Did you not realize this is a full-time job? Like we're gonna have to go on many auditions. It's gonna be hard work, but this is my job now." And she was like, "Oh."
Yeah, so she can't call and, yell at every single casting
Right.
agency
You
every
can't do
time.
that.
Like, she's got to get a system. She's got to figure out what all of this is. And, the little USC guy that's got a crush on her, may do a lot, may help her out a lot more
Be your
than...
little sugar daddy.
but you know what's not hard work?
What?
Going to iTunes, downloading for free all of the subscriptions on AfterBuzz. Go to iTunes and rate and comment. Go to iTunes. You'll see for AfterBuzz TV. You can go to LA Complex. You can download every episode from season 1 and season 2.
What?
All you have to do is download it. It's free. Did I say free?
Ooh,
Free.
and our special episode.
Yes, and our special episode where we were live at the MTV gifting suite. All of it is free. You can download it. It takes seconds. Rate it and comment and get us in the top 10, please. Okay. And then also there's another app called Podcast. And what Podcast does is it organizes all of your subscriptions. So if you have LA Complex, if you have what are you on? You have
Dallas, Pretty Little Liars, The
America's
Newsroom.
Got Talent.
Yeah, all of those different subscriptions, it organizes and it puts it all into different categories, and it's a really, really cool app. So again,
I have it on my iPad.
see, there you have it. So please go to iTunes, download it for free, rate and comment. Rate, comment.
Oh, was that our freestyle?
Please.
Rate and comment.
Yeah.
Rate and comment. Rate and comment.
Rate.
We want to be in the top 10, guys. Help us out.
All right, so thank you. All right.
That was nice. Okay. Well, speaking of freestyle, let's talk about, which is always the most interesting storyline in the show, Cal.
Love it.
I mean, it gets better every single week. And we started, first of all,
With the press release.
well, even before that, Cal, the scene opened with Cal in his room and he's getting dressed. I just want to say, what do I have to do to get a body like that? Because Cal is like built. He is built.
It's like protein. You gotta.
That's more than
gaining
protein.
muscle mass.
I could tell you how to. No, I'm just.
Well, when he talked to us though, he did say he used to play
Yeah.
football. So
Yeah, he was a professional athlete.
I obviously don't have a football, maybe like a tennis player's body, but I want to get my body like that one day. But they played in the background, they were playing his Hard Time song, the song he did with
It's
Abby.
a really
It's a
good song.
Yeah.
It's a really good song.
It's nice and catchy. I was like, Hard Times. I was like, okay, got this. But
And I like that he raps himself.
How does that
which
song
is
go again? What is it?
fantastic.
Hard Times? What is it called?
Yeah.
Hard
Okay.
Times.
Yeah, nice song. I was trying to get him to sing, but he didn't fall for it.
No, he always does. I caught him that time. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. But yeah, Cal had he was doing an interview with this just a radio station or whatever.
Yeah, well, before that, there was his press release, and so he's like at a big
Press conference.
press.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you. He was at a press conference, and so one of the guys asked him a question, and he totally just blanks out, and then he envisions Tyreek standing there, and I forgot exactly what the he asked who's the real Kaldrick King, and he just
Kind of freezes up.
he's just kind of froze. So obviously he's still going through what he's going through with the whole Tariq situation.
Because he's still dealing with the fact that he obviously beat the guy he loved or was starting to love, and then it's a matter of him still finding out who he is himself. So when he asked that question, it's like in turn he's like, oh, I don't know who I am.
I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
And then then there was a radio interview. And so there was a couple questions that asked, and so this guy gets on the caller and starts saying, did you hear about this one guy? And the guy wound up, his name was being somebody just, right?
Have it. Wait. His name is
Infinite Jest.
Infinite Jest, which is a
Yeah.
horrible name, by the way.
His outfit was horrible. Who's
Yeah.
gonna take you serious in that?
But the thing is, he
That's
looks like
what-
a lot of young cats
that's
these
what-
days.
yeah,
Like
that's
I'm
what-
I'm
yeah.
that old, but
No.
He looks like a little soldier boy.
that's who he reminded me of.
He looks like a little
not
soldier
like
boy.
that.
Have you seen Soldier Boy dress?
Yes, but not
Yeah.
like. Is it
And
really
all-
like that?
Yes, and
bad?
all the rappers wear the little
Stars
skin. Yes,
and
and
yeah.
the skinny jeans and the hat. Yeah,
I mean,
trust me.
he was more on like an LMFAO kick.
He had the
I thought.
nerd glasses. Well, it's like
No, I get that because I've seen a lot of them. And I can't think of the rapper, like the artist name on the top of my head right now. But I've seen like some of them have that little funkier style and like with the neon colors and all that. But the stars and like all really,
they're just incorporating like all. I mean, did you see a couple of? I think last year at the VMAs or I forgot what award show, Lil Wayne had on freaking cheetah pants.
Yeah.
But
like,
he's Lil Wayne. He's okay though.
I guess.
He gets away with it because he didn't start out that way. Like this
No, not
guy's
at
coming
all.
out of the gate,
True.
you know, and it's kind of like a joke to me. Like you know, Soulja Boy didn't look like that when he first came out. Like his style's kind of changed a little bit. You know,
Not for the better though.
No, not.
Well, he was
but
wearing
you know
like
what I
big
mean?
baggy white tees.
Yeah, but it was still different. He didn't
Yeah.
like out the gate look like he was, you know, like
Yeah.
LMFAO who wants to be funny. They're known for their crazy and like that's what it reminded me of. I was like, how are you gonna sit here looking like that,
Yeah.
trying to seriously go up against a real like hardcore in the industry rapper? Seriously.
And also, when celebrities call, a lot of times they actually screen the calls. And I know.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't actually him that called. There was a fan who was talking about him, saying, "You know, have you heard of this guy on YouTube or whatever?" He's like, "No, I didn't hear of him." That's how he kind of.
Oh, that's right. And
Yeah.
He was saying,
Yeah.
you know, saying that he was soft and he's a bitch or whatever. And so he played it cool. He kept his calm about it, and he was totally calm about it. But the most important call that he got was from a voice that he was. You know, he knew who it was, but we didn't know who the voice was. And he asked, Kaldrick, did he change his mind? And anytime that he wanted to go to the 19th Street mission, and
He's talking about redemption
yeah,
and
did he
stuff.
believe in redemption?
And do you believe in redemption? And whenever you're ready, it's always it's an open door. You can always come to.
And I thought it was funny
19th mission.
the DJ kind of like cut it off. All right, well, we get those calls, and then
Yeah.
Cal was like, "Oh, we get crazy, it's fine." But yeah, so we didn't know who Walter was, but we find out later on in the episode who that is. But before that, Cal goes back to the studio. He's working on a new track. Love the beat.
It was great.
It was a great beat.
I didn't like that song. I'm sorry.
I
I didn't like that one.
I
I
like
liked
the
it.
beat by itself. I didn't necessarily like the lyrics, but I like the beat.
Well,
Remember-
did you listen to the lyrics though?
I got
like
what
the-
I got what
yeah.
he was saying. I got what he was saying, and it kind of went with what he was dealing with in his life. I understand
Because it went because he was talking about a mom, like a wife like, getting beat and being blinded by love when it was really him.
Right.
You know, and I like the way that he did it. So I liked that part of it. He was putting himself into it.
And do you
I
think
like
that's
it.
why he saw Tariq?
Yes.
I liked the lyrics, but didn't like the beat and the overall song. I didn't like it. Sorry, it's not. It's
Whatever,
not,
you're whack.
No, I think that beat is a whack. Whack.
You are whack. But so he. Oh, so this is why I forgot while I was
Producer,
watching it.
yeah.
The producer, I forgot for a minute, for a split second, that Dynasty knew everything about him kissing Tariq, and then that's what started the whole altercation with them. And so it was finally nice to see that dynamic in the studio since the incident happened, and you could see there was still a little bit of animosity towards him because of that. And so when Dynasty or when
Tariq.
when Cal
Yeah, I was going to follow you.
when Cal stopped and said, "I can't do this anymore," then Dynasty basically said something because he said, "I didn't like the beat or whatever," and then
The beat
Dynasty
was whack.
Yeah. Dynasty.
Well, he
What?
said it.
No, he only said that because he saw Tariq and got all thrown off
Right.
his game.
Right.
It's not because he was feeling it for a minute until he really got into it.
And then Dynasty said something about the fact, well, I'm out of interns or something like that. And then that really pissed Cal off, so he had to leave. And his friend like kind of chased after him.
Okay, the friend. Who the hell is this friend?
This is his.
And-
Hey, listen, y'all. This is his little homeboy. He's been around for a minute. Like,
all of a sudden, we're back in Atlanta right now. This is his childhood friend that he grew up with and has kind of always had his back. It's
Yeah.
kind of, like his.
I feel like he's so overstepping his boundary. Like he had made a comment, and even Dynasty kind of looked up and like, okay, wait, I'm the producer. What are you doing?
No, he just said what's wrong.
Yeah.
He just cut him off and was just like, what's really going on? Because he cut the fight off. And I don't think he's overstepping. He's doing he's more like his personal assistant, but he's grown up with him. That's his friend.
even Dynasty said, though, you push Cal back too soon. Like, he's not ready. He's not ready to be back here. And his friend doesn't get that because as soon as they get back to the house, he already has this big party that's going on in his house.
Because that's the Cal he knows.
But he has to understand, like, Cal just tried to commit suicide.
Right, but
Right.
he's thinking that he just like, let's just throw a party and just.
And keep people around him so
And
that
it'll-
he's not, and
so
so,
he's
that
not
yeah,
alone to
and
do
so he's
it.
not alone to be
But
there.
you don't give somebody who just committed suicide a bottle and surround them with people. Like, I wouldn't want to be surrounded with people.
No, but he doesn't know any better. That's just the
Yeah.
way that they fix
and that's
it.
just that's just the way that he thinks. And again, because he doesn't want him to be alone, because when he was in the bathroom, he was like, he opened the door and he was like, "What are you doing?" The door was locked. And he's like, "I have a key." And so he would only allow Kaldrick to be in the bathroom for 2 minutes. But before we go into that, let's talk about how unrealistic. What's his boy name? Infinite Jess.
Yeah.
You don't. Hollywood Hills.
Going up into his house acting like that?
Going up in the house. Like that would have never
There's
happened.
no way.
And then he came.
Exactly. Yeah, see, Darwin Goodman, that's right. The young rappers look like a joke. I'm telling you, that's not how
You look like Soulja Boy.
No, but no. He
No,
was
he
trying to
did-
come
yeah.
out and come all hard. No, not looking like that kid. Sorry.
Well, his rhymes were whack though.
Very. Wicked.
Whack.
But yeah, you don't just walk in someone's house and then challenge and battle rap. Like that should have been when his best friend, the whatever he wants to call himself, the assistant or whatever, that's when he should have stepped in and been like, get the hell out the house.
Yeah.
That's when he should have stepped in. But of course, did you wonder what Kaldrick was gonna do? Did you think that he was gonna battle back?
I thought he was going to fight him.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna fight him because he had a really calm demeanor. But I really did wonder, like, okay, is he really gonna rap? Is he gonna battle him? I didn't really know how he was gonna respond. I knew he wouldn't fight, but I wasn't sure if he would respond by battling him back.
Well, he had to, because everybody's around and this is his reputation, and there's some little jokey kid threatening that.
Especially-
so he had to.
Especially in this day and age where everybody's going to be recording. It'll be on World Star Hip Hop tomorrow, Media Takeout. Like, as soon as that happened.
It was live streaming on YouTube.
But the only reason that I thought that is because the mind frame that he's in, he's really not in the mind frame to rap, or so I thought.
Well, but he's that. But that just shows his talent.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's still Cal the King. They call him the King for a reason. So
Yeah.
that was the first time where I was with you. I didn't know what he was going to do, but it was nice to see that he still stepped up to the plate and he defended his title.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And then just like a sucker, he throws some money at him. He loses the battle, and then he has the nerve to sucker punch somebody in their own house. Did you really think that you was not gonna get your ass whipped?
Okay, which by the way, his little homeboy, his crew,
They were like
sucked.
14? Come
They were
on!
young, but they sucked because Cal's homeboy comes over and starts beating on their friend, and they're just standing there. They could have done something to try to help him.
Yeah,
No,
they
why
coulda-
would they? They were like 12.
And why was nobody strapped? If they're supposed to be hard, why didn't nobody have a gun on them?
Right.
Because they're
why are you looking
just
so
playing.
hard? Why are you looking so hard at us? Like, are you gonna shoot us? I mean, gosh.
God, all of a sudden he
Just saying, ATL's coming out. Why ain't nobody strapped?
Wow. Okay. Everybody take a breath. We got to calm it down in here.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, my connection went out, so now I can't. I was trying to like read some of the tweets, but my internet went out. Sorry, guys.
My phone.
I know.
But seriously, so that whole scene, like, you don't come in somebody's house, you don't punch them in the face. Like, it was just shouldn't have happened.
It's just it's all bad. And again, those aren't real homeboys, because even if you are brave enough to show up at somebody's house, if the main guy gets beat up, then
You should have his back.
You should have his back, and you're supposed to, do something.
Yeah.
And clearly they
do
didn't.
something.
Yeah.
Do something. Cal should have said do something. You get it? 'Cause
Yeah.
it-
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
Every time he looks in the mirror, that's all I think about.
do something.
Do
Yeah.
something. Do
But-
something.
No, you didn't recognize the voice on the when the radio call in, right? That was
No.
the preaching voice.
No, I didn't recognize
See,
the voice.
at first I thought it was Dynasty. At first I thought it was Dynasty kind of messing with him.
I didn't know who it was because it had like it sounded like, even though it sounded real, it sounded like kind of distorted, like it was a filter or something on it. So I don't know if that was the real voice or not.
I thought you. Well, I remember there was a conversation with he and Dynasty where he said that he'll leak it, and so I was just thinking that maybe something had got leaked and somebody was just playing tricks on him.
Yeah.
But
Well, we saw that at the house later on, after he basically got punched in the face and then his homeboy defended him. Then he was in the restroom and his homeboy once again we need to find out homeboy's name. But anyway, homeboy was basically being overbearing, trying to make sure he was okay.
now he had every right to.
Right. Because he's in the bathroom. Obviously, he said that he already took all the razor blades out of the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
But Cal is still vulnerable. And so he checks in on him. He comes back out, and then we see that Cal basically escaped out the window.
Now, before that, did you see when Cal was looking at the girl sitting on the
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so
I think with that scene, when he looked at her, it was like, okay, yes, I may be attracted to you, but that's not necessarily what I want. Like, it was like, it seemed like she was sitting there, like she was there waiting for him.
She was thirsty.
She was thirsty. She was waiting for him. And yes, he could have had it, but he didn't want it.
Yeah.
He didn't want it. And it was just like the realization, like, I don't want this. I want Tariq.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that he looked at it and thought, well, maybe, and then it was like, that's not what
Right.
I, that's not what
Just
I
to
want.
add to the problem. Just to add to the problem. The funny thing was when he was outside the 19th Street mission, and that dude was like, we're all looking for something, and obviously he was a little.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing was, I didn't know where he was at.
Yeah.
I didn't know where he was at first. I thought he was still outside his house. He was like, "We're all looking for a little something." I was like, "Wait, what?" Like,
because I looked up and then I saw the boy. I was like, "Is he at a gay club?"
Yeah, like,
Well, no, I thought he was gonna go like get high or something because
I
it
was
looked
so
like
confused.
it looked like downtown LA.
It looked like yeah.
Well, but then he took his hood off, and I was like, "Wait, what's going on? Are you gonna take his advance? Like, what are you doing?" Like,
Yeah, that totally threw me off. And then plus I'm looking down at my notes and then I just see the guide, and I'm like, okay, what's going on?
right.
Yeah.
But then it was nice because obviously he just looking for a little bit of change, and Cal gives him his chain. And obviously he can sell that chain for a lot of money. But that was nice. And then we see it's the 19th Street mission. And then when he goes inside, Cal asks for Walter.
Yeah.
And we find out Walter is,
His dad.
which is going to add a great dynamic to the show.
Walter Dugan.
Yes.
Which is a weird last name, Dugan.
Yeah. So Kaldrick Dugan. Cal Dugan.
Cal Dugan.
What's up with that name, Andre?
But yeah, I can't wait to see who we can talk about in predictions, like who we think they may cast for that. But I can't wait to see who the father is.
Well, I think somebody already. I'm trying to look because I'm going through these tweets now because I finally got connection back up. So I'm looking through because I think somebody had tweeted that
There's
they
been a lot of tweets I'm looking at.
about who it is. So I'm trying to look.
Okay, well, we'll take a quick commercial break, and maybe when we come back, we'll have who it is. Possibly. We'll see.
Yes.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man. No, I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out, give them a holler, and tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
I swear he's saying tell Emile Willie Bear sent you. I say that every time. It says like tell Emile Willie Bear sent you. But we have some exciting news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, Bamm, what you got?
Well, the ratings, www.hotfix.com reports that last week they came at 393,000 viewers.
Ow!
What?
Hey, more than one is good for me. I
Right,
think.
seriously. They're low numbers, but in an interview or article on Zap to It, the president of the CW, Mark Pedowitz, that's a weird name, he says, we plan to show all the episodes, and this was at the Television Critics Association press tour, and he said, we're actually big fans of the show. I think it's a well-made show. It's a show right down the wheelhouse, and he says, although the overnight ratings aren't very high, the series does well for us elsewhere. The show actually does do very well for us digitally and in the social media space, which goes back to what we were saying last season, even though it might not be doing so well online or on television. This audience is a young audience who views the content online.
Yeah.
So,
and Andre said that when he was here that
Right.
It has tons and tons of hits on media on the web.
right, people downloading illegally, but that was when the season was out before, like when it came out in Canada and then was released in America. The other news, which is kind of important too, this was on the Futon Critic, and apparently this is an exclusive to the Futon Critic at least. It says the LA complex will close out the summer on a new night. The CW has confirmed, and it says look for the Canadian import. Of course, my phone would go dead, but it basically said that the show is moving to Monday nights at 8, starting, I want to say like the 3rd or 4th week in August, but you can check that article online at the Futon Critic because my phone completely went dead. But apparently it's moving to Monday nights at 8 o'clock. So I guess for the beginning of the new fall lineup, because obviously some of the other shows are going to be coming back.
Like this, like Heart of Dixie and
Yeah.
90210 and some of the other stuff. Yeah.
So I think that's all the news and gossip, though. Let's go into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So did we figure out the dad yet?
Well, somebody was tweeting that they thought it could possibly be, and I can't remember this actor's name that played the president on 24.
Dennis Haysbert.
Yes. Yeah, that's who we were talking about earlier, right?
Is that the
that's
Allstate guy?
The
Yes.
Allstate guy. And I usually can recognize his voice, but I was thinking it was somebody else, so I didn't pay that close. I'll have to rewatch that and see if that could be him. It'd be awesome if it was, because he has that like harsh voice, that stern voice,
And he would play. I could totally see him playing the dad.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can afford Dennis Haysbert.
My question is, so if he's at a mission, is his father a pastor?
I'm gonna assume that his dad is either a pastor, because it had what did he on the
He's talking about redemption.
redemption. That's something that's. I mean, you're a PK kid. I mean, totally.
I am. For those who don't know, I'm a PK, which is a preacher's kid.
And so am I. But I could totally see that his dad being a minister and totally going against rap music, because rap music is of the world and it's secular. So I could totally see his dad being a pastor, and he probably that's probably like his community service that he wants to like give back, because a lot of pastors and ministers do stuff like that where they help the homeless and stuff like that.
Well, if his dad's upset about the secular music, wait till he finds out.
Right, exactly.
Your son's gay.
Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe
bi.
Well, but maybe his dad is there for his own redemption.
Yeah.
Maybe there was some stuff that went down, and his dad has gone through this program, gone through that, and now is giving back to the community for things that he's kind of went through.
Yeah.
But there's totally something they haven't communicated in a while.
Yeah.
Haven't communicated in a while.
There's obviously something there, so I'm really excited to see where that's gonna go.
As much as I'm happy that we're starting to see the backstory of Kaldrick, Tariq,
I told you guys, and it's going to be a little while before we see him back.
But when we see him, I'm sure they're going to have like a big entrance. It has to be like a big, he has such a strong fan base. There has to be like a big entrance.
Did you see the
back.
Team Tariq t-shirts?
Yeah, they're a team. Apparently, Club LA Complex and that whole crew, they're creating like Team Tariq t-shirts and stuff. So there's a strong fan base for Benjamin Watson out there.
Which is fantastic.
And I'm just team, I don't know, if you could
I'm not picking a side.
Yeah.
I'm Team LA Complex.
Yes,
Me too.
yes.
That's exactly
I
how I feel.
can't. I understand both sides.
Yeah.
I see it all. So
They're
we'll
both
see.
struggling, so.
I don't know. I think Raquel might have had a miscarriage.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Because there's so much to the story, so I don't think she's had a miscarriage. I think she just had a kick.
Maybe. I don't know.
So
We'll
soon?
see.
She's been pregnant for like a week.
But remember how they do sometimes they wrap that stuff up really quickly? So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, where can we find you?
You can find me at Kellie with an IE079.
And Bamm Ericsen, BAMMERICSEN. No, I do it because of iTunes. People can't see Bamm
What
Ericsen,
up?
so I have to spell it.
Okay, and at Emilio, EMILIOEJR, and ChasingLA.com. And we will see you guys next week, same time, same place, living the Hollywood dream.
Oh, yeah.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.